Hi there. Getting started a little early tonight. I wasn't quite sure what to expect. I have a new feature that I have to figure out how to incorporate. Since we're early, we'll just kind of get situated here. Oh, somebody's already on. Hi, Andrea. Hi, Rosemary. Oh. Yeah, I have my new feature uploaded. Now I need to figure out how to use it. It's a really cool thing that one of a really great young man in college is designing this this thing for to raise money for missions. So I was doubly excited because not only am I going to have something really fun for my lives, but it's also going to help him fund his mission trip. So hopefully I'll have that figured out by next week, how to use it. But for right now, we will just go with what we've got. I'm still happy to have my Mary's Monday Musings little label on there. That I actually figured that one out by myself. So, like I said, I pushed the button a little bit early. I wasn't quite sure what to expect. So, like I said, we'll just sit here and chat for a minute while we're waiting. If at any point you feel like sharing this with anyone that you think might be interested in joining us tonight, that would be awesome. If you'll let me know you're here. If you would type live, to let me know that you're watching it live, that would be great. For anybody that might catch the replay or that this might be shared with and you're not familiar with me, I'm Mary Moss in really cold Richmond, Virginia tonight. We're kind of not very patiently waiting for snow in the next day or so. Hopefully it'll just be snow and not ice. And I am a writer and a grandma, and I have a full-time job as an administrator for an international engineering company. So I'm wearing lots of hats. I have a published book that's available on Amazon, but I'm also working on a bunch of other books right now. So that's kind of my focus and kind of my view of the world right now. And so just to let you know, that's my lens these days. The grandma and the writer are the two predominant lenses. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. It looks like a few people have hopped on. Thank you. I'm happy to have you on here. And it's so funny because I messaged a few friends a couple hours ago and said, I don't know what I'm going to talk about tonight. Give me a topic. And a couple people gave me some good ideas. And I'm going to go with sort of with a combination of a couple of them. But really, just like 10 minutes ago, I was sitting here being mindful and quiet, as one of my friends suggested should be my topic. And the realization came to me of what's been going on with me the past couple days. I was so crabby yesterday, and not so much crabby, but just out of sorts. And I didn't want to do anything. I didn't even take the Christmas tree down yet. Hey Stephanie, that was supposed to be my big thing yesterday. I'm going to take the tree down. But, I've got to rearrange all the bins, and, you know how that goes when you have to take the tree down. And there were some other things. I did manage to get laundry done, but I was so out of sorts, and I didn't feel like doing anything, and I really ended up doing next to nothing. And as I was sitting here tonight, I was kind of making some notes of things to talk about, and I thought about how I used to be really great with couponing and rebating and all of that. And I know Catherine, who's on here, is a big coupon queen. And that used to be me, believe it or not. years ago. And, I've thought recently that we need to get back into doing that because, you can spend so much money eating out or even just going by the grocery store every day and picking up your meals. So I'm wanting to do that. I used to do crafts and I used to do all kinds of stuff. Basically, I'm whining. And basically, I was whining all day yesterday. And it hit me tonight. I know what was wrong. And I know why I've been so out of sorts. And I'm a little bit mad at myself. But, I have to give myself a break because I'm only human. I realized that I've been working really, really hard on getting myself lined up to work on this book. I've been putting in 30 minutes almost every day at a minimum working on this book. It's taking up a lot of time because not only am I doing the 30 minutes of writing, but I'm having to, to research and get myself organized. And I'm not just working on one book. I have several in the works. And while The Woman with the Alabaster Jar, my current, is what I call my work in progress, is the one that I kind of have been working my dream on and getting her done because it's been 10 years since I said I was going to write that book. And so I need to do that. And, so it's just like, well, I kept thinking, I believe that yesterday I was thinking, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. I need to be out there writing and I don't feel like writing. And so I think it kind of hit me that, oh, yeah, this isn't going to be easy. It's going to be hard work and it's going to take a long time. And I can't just decide one day, I'm going to take a week off because then I'll lose my momentum. And, and people might say, well, that's okay. Give yourself a break. Give yourself a week off if you need a week off. But I can't do that because the last time I started giving myself a break and giving myself time off, before I knew it, it was 10 years had come and gone. And so I've at least learned that lesson, that I know that, if I skip a day, I can't skip two because I don't want to, I want to keep my habit intact because I know myself too well. And I am interested in so many things. I'm a curious learner. And, I can go off on a tangent without a second thought, doing research or just finding something interesting. And then, it's 10 o'clock at night and I haven't written my 30 minutes or even thought about what I was going to write. So, hey, Candy, I'm so glad you could hop on. So I think that's what I realized. And so I had to kind of dig down a little bit deep and recommit to it. And I realized that I'm probably going to have to do that a lot. I'm going to have to do it often. And, it's not going to be fun all the time. But I don't think anything worth accomplishing is easy. If it is, it's not really a dream. It's not really a challenge, So one of the things that I decided while I was sitting here waiting to go live was that I'm going to have to just continue to rework things. I've only been back at this for a couple months. And so I can't expect that I'm going to have it all figured out in just 2 months. I'm going to have to just continue to tweak things, and I'm going to have to decide what are my priorities and what are the things that are important, and then work those around my dream. But the writing the book has to always be, that comes first, and then how do I work in everything else? So what do you all think? I'd love to hear your comments on something that you've had to let go of or something that you've reclaimed. How are you working it back into your lives? I'd love to know that. What's a vacation, Barbara? A 10-year vacation? Yeah, it was a long vacation. Right, Barbara, I know, 1%. I'm the big 1% person, and you're right. I need to remember that. Um, and I still fall back, though, into that. I've got to have everything perfect now. Um, and it can, that's what happens when I do that, is I get out of sorts, I get frustrated. Right, do the thing, then adjust. That's right, Catherine. You've been really setting a good example for that. One thing that I am really blessed about is that I have this tremendous support group, this tremendous tribe of people that not only get what I'm talking about, but that encourage me and lift me up and give me a kick in the pants when I need it. And, and also say, okay, you have 10 minutes, or you have a day, and then you need to get back to it. Because they care too much about me and about my dream to, to let me let it go again, especially knowing how sad I am, that those 10 years weren't spent doing what I was really designed to do. So, yeah, perfect is overrated, but boy, I'll tell you, it's going to be a lifelong struggle that I have to deal with, and I do fall back into it. The other thing is, it's winter, and I don't do winter at all. I don't like the cold, being stuck inside. So I think yesterday a lot of things just kind of came to a head all at the same time, and it was awful. And Jim was really happy tonight. He said, while we were eating dinner, he said, "You sound like you're better." So I think he was relieved that it didn't last, perpetually. You've spent your whole life trying to figure out what you're supposed to do. Yeah, I know. And it can be a life journey. I don't know everything I'm supposed to do. But I do know that, God made me a writer. And not just a writer, but my writing as a ministry. And so, I have to do it. And now that I've started doing it, now that I've developed the discipline of doing it through this Dream Coach program that some of us have been in, it's really wonderful. It's very life-giving, which sounds kind of funny after I just talked about how I was whining. But it's very life-giving for me, and I know it will be for others too. And so that's the other reason that I really need to do it, because, like our coach, John Eric Mosler, has taught us and tells us all the time, our dreams are not for us, they're for the world. And, there are people out there that need to hear what I'm writing through divine inspiration. So I need to get to it. I need to quit whining, and I need to just do the thing and figure out the rest as I go along. So that's my words of wisdom tonight, my Monday musings. Now you've had a little behind the scene glimpse, or an inside glimpse, of what happens when I get too deep in my own head. It should not be allowed to happen at all. When that downward spiral begins, somebody needs to pull me back. So luckily it didn't last too long, and I think I'm back on track now. So I'm going to keep doing my thing, and my laundry's going to get the pile of laundry. I was kind of gratified to see that I'm not the only person with like 2 mountains of laundry waiting to be folded and put away. That was really gratifying. And some of the other things that, the Christmas tree is going to come down this week, but I'm not going to try to do it all in one night. And some of the other things I need to do will get done. And I'm lucky that I have a really great support system at home, too. My husband and son really pick up the slack big time, and support me in doing this. So that's a blessing, too. See, I have nothing to whine about, so I need to cut it out, right? Fold? No, I don't fold. only enough to fit in the drawer. Some of the things do need to be folded. But, you know, you don't have to do that if you hang everything up that can be hung up and then just wear everything out of the pile, right? I didn't say that. So anyway, that's my words of wisdom for tonight. That's my musings. Thank you all so much for tuning in and for your comments and your feedback. I really appreciate it. Appreciate your support. And as I said last week, I think starting next month, on Tuesday nights, I'm going to do a Business Tip Tuesday from my business page. So I think that'll be kind of fun. I'm looking forward to doing that. We'll just see how that develops. But I've got some good ideas for that as well. So I think that'll be another way that we can help people. I can share some of what I've learned through Social Coach, and through my multi-level marketing business that I was in for a number of years. Learned some good lessons there too. So that's what's coming up. Thanks again, as I said, for tuning in. I hope you all have a great rest of the night, a great week. Stay